Have you ever seen someone act with the best intentions, truly aiming to do good, only for their efforts to inadvertently cause problems or even harm? It is a surprisingly common and complex situation in the world of ethics. Moral actions can indeed produce harmful side effects, primarily because the real world is incredibly complex and our ability to foresee all outcomes is limited. This is a central challenge in understanding applied ethics. The core mechanism behind this phenomenon is often captured by the concept of the principle of double effect. This principle suggests that an action with both a good effect and a bad effect can be morally permissible if certain conditions are met. These conditions usually involve the action itself must be good or neutral. The good effect must be intended, while the bad effect is merely foreseen but not intended. Also, the good effect must not be produced by means of the bad effect, and the good effect must outweigh the bad effect. Another reason for harmful side effects stems from what we call unforeseen consequences. Even with careful planning, systems are interconnected, and a positive change in one area can disrupt the delicate balance in another. For example, a well-intentioned policy to protect an endangered species in one region might inadvertently displace another species or disrupt the local economy. Our intentions are just one part of the ethical equation. Furthermore, actions are often evaluated through different ethical lenses. A utilitarian perspective might focus solely on the greatest good for the greatest number, potentially sacrificing individual well-being for a larger benefit. A deontological perspective might prioritize adherence to a moral rule, regardless of immediate consequences, which could lead to unforeseen negative impacts in specific situations. The very definition of harmful can also be subjective, depending on the values and perspectives of those affected. So, how do we navigate this? The key is diligent ethical reasoning and careful analysis. First, clearly identify your intention and the action itself. Second, try to foresee both the immediate and secondary consequences, both good and bad. Third, critically assess if the bad effects are a necessary means to achieve the good, or if they are simply unfortunate but unavoidable side effects. Finally, evaluate if the good truly outweighs the bad, considering all stakeholders. This process helps us move beyond simple good versus bad to a more nuanced understanding of moral responsibility. This framework is particularly vital in fields like public health and international aid, where interventions, despite noble aims, can sometimes lead to unintended social or economic disruptions. For instance, providing free goods can sometimes undermine local markets. Understanding the slippery slope argument here is crucial. This refers to the idea that a seemingly innocent first step could lead to a series of undesirable outcomes. Recognizing these complex interactions, often referred to as systemic ethical challenges, deepens our ability to make truly responsible choices. By conscientiously dissecting the layers of intention, action, and consequence, we gain a much clearer picture of ethical decision-making. It allows us to move beyond superficial judgments and engage with the profound reality that even our most virtuous efforts requiring careful foresight and a willingness to adapt. This disciplined approach is essential for anyone striving to make a positive and lasting impact in a world where moral complexity is the norm.